this E-Everything Preconference, what was your takeaway there? I mean, what's the main thing that you
Well,
took
there's a couple different things. One is, at the beginning, the notion of being able to find everything that's there. It's very appealing. I used to be faculty, and what the internet did for me is it exposed a world that the physical library never gave you. The world you had was whatever your library, whatever your institutional library had. Now there is immense opportunity to find all of those kind of objects that are there. So that's really appealing. One of my notes on that is a concern that my concern is that we're going to give the illusion that people have access to everything.
Right.
And it's going to be biased on what's available in E. And now we all know that bias is out there already. Google promotes that kind of bias. The tools, whether it's Summon or EDS or Primo, it's got a focus on E. When you look at what publishers are putting into E, it's not all of what they're producing. They're making bets on some things that will go into an E pipeline. There are other things they're still going to stick with print. We already know that the latency with some publishers on E doesn't come out for months and months after the print comes out. That actually, from a researcher standpoint, it slows up the works. If it's not discoverable to me, I can't find it. And if my library is taking an E approach to this type of content, it doesn't show up for months and months on my radar unless I happen to see it through another vehicle. I might buy it through Amazon, which isn't as helpful to the overall purchasing power of that institution. When faculty are buying the book instead of the institution is really paying for it, but you're just not getting that distribution. So my concern is that we have the illusion that we have this global breadth of discovery when the reality won't be that at all. So I appreciate what that's trying to accomplish, but I do have the concern that and we see this with undergraduates, that they only look for what they can type onto a computer. They're not strolling through the shelves, through the carrels to see what they can find that might have been in that archaic form.
That's very true. There's no doubt about that.
In fact, I just saw today an article about we were talking about it this morning with Scott Pluchek about the Johns Hopkins Medical Library that's now gone totally digital. And I know that medical libraries are focused more on current information, but there's an awful lot of information that's not in there, and that's a concern that going all digital is.
Well, I think if do I believe that there is a time for that will happen? Sure. I think every year more of the back history of publishing is digitized. More and more of the current and future work is taking an E variant as well. So the directionality is there. The issue is at what how do you manage the nether period between when we haven't assumed that anything is digitized to when we assume everything is digitized, and our responsibility is to have that kind of visibility, but the people who use these resources don't always get that kind of perspective. We see that play out certainly with Google.
Definitely.
So that was interesting, thought-provoking on where we might go. There was a lot of discussion on how ebooks work and the models that might be supportive of pursuing ebooks. Again, one of the so as you start thinking some of this stuff through, a question is around, okay, so when I was at Illinois, and Illinois has an immense collection that they've been developing since the university was founded, and there are pieces in that collection that maybe 3 other institutions have. And if you take a PDA approach, what's our coverage going to be as we go down the path? And again, this sort of dovetails on e-only, things that might only come out in print. So if I worry that for some period of time we're going to have a gap in the global curation of collections, because it's like the problem of deacquisition. If everybody thought that everybody else had the copy, nobody might keep it. And so we had to work through a logic so that we made sure that somebody at least had a copy of something that was being pulled from the shelves. It's the same basic kind of problem, except it's a forward direction kind of problem. And so I think there has to be some thought given to how, as a larger community, we're making sure that we preserve. Somebody has a copy of that. Can we hold the publishers accountable to make sure that everything they have is preserved by somebody, through Portico or other channels? So that was something that as I was thinking through the discussion was something that I think we need to consider.